All right, I'm going to do my official introduction. Hi, I'm Stephanie Comella. Welcome to Brain Training for Parkinson's with PD Active. Today, you're going to need a ball of some sort that you can toss around. If you do have letters on your ball, even better, but they don't need to be there. You can also use a ball of socks or a pillow or something that you can throw up for a little bit of fun games. And then you also need some open floor space. We're going to be kind of wiggling, rocking, and rolling on the floor. It's really great for the nervous system. So today's class is going to be all about creating flexion in the body. So being able to fold yourself, and then also being able to create extension, the opposite of flexion. Okay, so extension meaning opening up the body, and flexion meaning folding into the body. Okay, so I'm going to put my ball down because I'm still holding it and we don't need it for right now. And I want you all to stand on up and do a little bit of a check-in for yourself. How is your body moving today? Because we're going to be doing the interventions, and then we're going to do a post-class check-in to see how we're feeling after class and see if these interventions were effective for you. All right, so go ahead and make yourself in the biggest position you can possibly make, a big X. I'm going to just turn to the side so you can see. I'm going to arch my back, kind of stick your booty out, lift your eyes, lift your chin. And then go ahead and step your feet together and fold yourself in as small as you can. So if that's bending over, bend over. Of course, if you know yourself to have a little shuffle backwards or a tendency to fall backwards, just make sure that you have a couch or something behind you. We're going to slowly unravel, pushing through your toes. Let yourself open up into that biggest posture you can possibly make. Maybe separate your feet, make a big X, reaching through. And then step your feet together and fold yourself into the smallest posture you can possibly make, smallest ball you can possibly make. Maybe take a breath into your ribs, expand out the backside of your body. And then unravel, push through your toes, so stay on the forefoot. Open yourself up, make a big X, big reach, 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 reach. Nice jump. And last one, we're gonna fold in, bring your feet together, and fold back into the small posture. Good. And then unravel just back to your normal standing position. Let's check our neck rotation. So we're going to rotate our eyes and head to the left. And notice how far you're able to rotate your neck. So we're kind of taking an assessment of our neck rotation. Maybe there's an object behind you that you're able to see, kind of marking your range there, and then going over to the other side. Now, as you're doing your rotation assessment in your neck, make sure that you're not also rotating in your shoulders and your hips. Try to keep your chest forward and just rotate in your neck. Go ahead and work that from right to left. No need to go fast. Try to really push your range of motion, again, without letting your shoulder rotate back. And again. So just taking a moment to feel what's our neck rotation feeling like today? How far can we go on the right side and how far can we go on the left side? Good. And then go ahead and bring your arms up into, what would this be, goalposts? Good. And I'm just going to turn so you can see what I'm doing here. We're going to rotate our forearms back behind you. This is called external rotation. External rotation. Trying to keep the elbows high still. So maybe the elbows dropped and you rotated back. Try to keep the elbows high and push back behind you. Good. And then we're going to go in the opposite direction of that. Internal rotation, pushing your palms behind you. And again, try not to let your elbows drop. Keep your elbows up nice and high. Good. Open up. Stretch behind you. And then down and stretch back. Internal rotation. Good. And just notice, if you want to do one at a time, you can certainly do that too. Just notice what is your availability in this position and what is your availability in this position. Good. One more time each. And last one. Good, good. Nice job. And then just for a nice hip stretch, let's go ahead and stretch out our hips as well. We're going to take the right foot forward and the left foot back. And a trick here is the narrower your feet are, the more balance it requires. The wider your feet are, the less balance it requires. So if you know yourself to have a hard time balancing, go wider in your stride. If you want to challenge your balance, you can go narrow in your stride, all right? Make sure your back heel is elevated, and we're going to bring your back knee down towards the floor. Towards the floor. It can be down if you can go all the way down, but towards the floor. And then back up. From here, we're going to lower your heel down towards the ground. Oops, that's a little sunny, huh? So we're going to go heel up, lower the knee, lift the knee, and then lower your heel. Nice job. Lift the heel, lower the knee, lift the knee, and then lower the heel. So you're getting multitasking here. If you need a chair to hold on to or a wall to hold on to, that's totally fine. We're just getting the ankles and hips mobilized. We'll do 2 more on this side. And last one. Okay, good. Go ahead and step together. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm just going to turn around so I can see you. Big long stride. Lift your heel up. Bend the knee down. Lift back up and drop the heel. Very nice. Lift, lower, up, and down. Good. Lift, lower, up, and down. Nice job. Very athletic. You guys are looking strong. We're going to do 2 more. And last one. Good, good. And release. And let's step those feet together. Clasp your hands behind your back and roll your shoulders open to lift your chest. And this is another version of extension or expansion. Little bend in your knees and weight forward in your toes. Hinge the body forward, bow forward, keeping your back really flat and an extension. Weight is definitely shifted forward in the toes. Bring yourself back to standing. Shift forward into the toes. Open up the chest as you hinge. Widen your sit bones. Get your booty to stick out a little bit. Shift forward and then stand up. Nice. We'll do that 2 more times. Opening up the front of the shoulders as you hinge forward. Maybe some hamstring stretch for a few of us, including me. Then bring it up. And last one. Good. And bringing it all the way up to stand. Excellent job. All right, so we did sort of a peripheral warm up in our body. Now we're going to do a nervous system warm up. Grab your ball or your object that you're going to toss around. If you've been coming to class for a couple sessions now, you know the drill, but if not, I'm going to start at the beginning. So if you know the end game of this, go ahead and do your Letterball drills as you've been doing them. I'm just going to go from the beginning in case you have not done this before. So we're going to float the ball up and then catch it. Throw the ball up and catch it. And the key here is that you sort of make it a little bit wild. Throw the ball around. Try to surprise yourself of where the ball is going to land. Now, the second rule of the Letterball game is that you always keep your eye on the ball. So especially when the ball lands in your hand, you're looking at the ball with laser focus. If you have letters or numbers on your ball, you're going to say the first letter out loud that you see on the ball. You'd say the letter out loud. D, F, something of that sort, all right? Great. If you have a wall nearby that's available to throw the ball against, that's another nice way to create a little bit more spontaneity in your ball. So if you throw it off a wall, it's less predictable, which is a good thing, and it makes you move around a little bit more. All right. So if you have a wall that you can throw off of, go ahead and use the wall. Same rules with the eyes and saying the letter out loud. Now I'm gonna be quiet for a few minutes. Or no, 3 more seconds while you finish up your eye tracking warm up. Just realized that that's my neighbor. Whoopsies. Maybe 2 or 3 more tosses. Last one. Beautiful, nice job. All right, this is gonna get weird, stay with me. All the neuro stuff is weird anyways, right? We're gonna take your ball. Let's see, I think everyone has at least a Letterball, or if you have a spiky textured ball or a smaller ball, it'll still work. It will just feel a little bit different than what I'm doing, but it'll still work. So we're gonna take the ball and place it kind of at the corner of your jawbone. And we're gonna place some pressure on the ball. If you have a textured ball, obviously less pressure because you got the spikies going in, but that is actually kind of an interesting experience. Rotate the ball towards your earlobe and start to roll it sort of backwards so that it starts to travel to the side of your neck. Okay, and kind of what I'm keep doing that on the side. So you're just gonna reset it and then do it again. If you have a smaller ball, look at that. I've got a little smaller ball right here. You're just gonna do little smaller twists kind of around. Okay, and the idea is that you're getting the skin to twist. Okay, you should feel that underneath the ball. You may also notice that there's some certain places on this side of your neck that is a little bit more tender. Like for me, when I get all the way back here, it's a little bit tighter in my skin and a little bit more tender because the muscles in the back of my neck are a little bit tighter there, okay? So go ahead and just work on that one side of your neck. You should be applying a little bit of pressure there to get the twisting. Good. And then let's go ahead and do the other side. So you'll be here. And then spiral towards the earlobe as you sort of cast off to the back. Good. And if you want to add, you'll basically look in opposition of the way the ball is traveling. Good. Get some pressure there. Nice. This is one of my favorites for stretching the neck muscles and clearing your airway passages for better breath. This is one of the neuro magic tricks. Beautiful. Once you feel like you got that side just as good as the other side, shake it out. You can put your ball off to the side for now. Go ahead and turn your head to the right and look as far as you can to the right and see if there's any improvements just with that. It's okay if there's no improvements, but just noticing. And then looking over to the other side as well, making sure that you're not rotating through the shoulders either. You're just moving through your head and neck. Okay. Give me a thumbs up if you felt improvements in neck range of motion already. Thumbs down if you didn't feel, if you felt less, and thumbs sideways if no change. Great. Okay. Love it. Thanks for the feedback. All right. We're going to do last neck stretch. Maybe last neck stretch. So right here, I think we did this a couple of weeks ago. You're going to take take one hand and reach all the way over to the other side of your head, almost as if you're going to grab your ear, but you're going to grab just underneath, like just behind your ear. Now I have a microphone on, so this is going to be a little bit tricky for me to show, but we got this. Right here, you're going to take your skin, take your fingers and your skin and pull the skin over to the other side of your head while you take your eyes to look at your elbow that's doing the pulling. Go as far as you can, and then you'll reset. Okay, so it'll look something like this from the front. We grab it behind the elbows. I'm just holding my hair up. That's what this hand's doing. So we're going across and looking towards the elbow that's out to the side. Good. You can do that 2 more times. And I want you to press your head back into your fingers. So there's some energy going between the 2 surfaces. They're pushing into one another, okay, so that you get that skin tug. That's important, the skin tug, the skin pulling. Nice, good. You should have done about 4. And then let's go ahead and do the other side. So we're gonna go skin pulling, skin pulling, skin pulling, looking at the elbow. Nice. Once you feel like you've gone as far as you can, go a little bit further and then do it again. Skin pulling. You're gonna do 4 on each side. Nice. 2 more there. Good. And last one, I just put the information in the chat. Yeah. And out. Excellent. Nice job. Shake it out. Do a little shoulder shimmy. Good, good. Now test your range of motion again. Right and left. Did it get better, worse, or stayed the same? Show me on the Zoom. Nice, Todd. We got a good one for you. Excellent. Good, Alana. Good. Nice. Cool. All right, let's grab your letter ball again. We're going to do another set of your tosses. Try to pick a different modality this time. So if last time you did just tossing up to yourself, try bouncing it. Try bouncing it so it comes up, or working off a wall, or if you have a partner in the room, see if they'll toss it to you, okay? So a different modality from what you did last time. Good. If you really want to challenge yourself, you have letters on the ball. Instead of saying the letter, say a word that starts with that letter. M, Mary. Perfect. Pineapple. So on and so forth, okay? Remember, it's about sort of surprising yourself. So you have to make this kind of spontaneous. You need to surprise yourself. Good, we'll do about 5 more. 4 more. Make it a wild toss. There you go, Todd. Wow, that was impressive. Last one. Excellent. And release. Nice job. Let's put that ball off to the side. All right, so I said we were going to be working on flexion and extension today, but we're going to play with some reflexes that babies have in order to get more flexion and extension. So stick with me. The end game is still there. Okay. Put your ball off to the side, and all you need is a pencil or your finger for some eye tracking drills. Excellent. All right, so we have our finger about a foot or 2 away from our nose. Yep. And we're going to hold it there. We're going to take our finger over to the right and follow your finger with your eyeballs over to the farthest right corner of your eyeballs that you can possibly still see your finger. Make sure that you're not turning your head or turning your body. So I like to use my free hand to hold my chin just to make sure. And then bring it back to the center, and then we'll go over to the other side, pulling your eyeballs as far as you can. And then back to the center. Nice. And we're going to do about 8 passes in each direction. Now remember, if you're doing it right, you should feel eye strain, like eyeball strain, because you're stretching the muscles of your eyeballs. It's a thing. And if you're getting nauseous or dizzy, take a break, close your eyes, maybe take a seat, and do some just slow breaths to help you recalibrate. I'm going to do one more time on each side. So you're going to do about 8 on each. Good. And then release. Nice job. All right. Go ahead and find some open space again. We're going to give our eyes a break and do more of like a full body movement. And then we're going to come back to the eye neuro drills. All right. So right here, we're going to stand with our hands out in front and our feet wide. And you're going to take your left, or let's go your right hand. So this hand over on this side. We're going to reach back behind and look at your hand as it's going behind you, and then bring it back to your start position, and then rotate over the other side, reach back, and then bring your hand back to center. Okay. Have a nice athletic stance in your legs. So that way you can feel yourself. If you start to weight shift a little too far, you'll be able to catch yourself back. Now, I'm going to layer in challenges to this. So if you want to stay here, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, the next challenge is going to be to step back and reach, and then step back and together. Okay, so you're going to step back and reach, and step back and together. And you're going to weight shift into it. So it's going to be out and forward. Out and forward. Nice. Out and forward. I'm going to check you guys out, see how you're doing. Nice. Take your eyes to your hand. This is good vestibular work. Great for ballroom dancing and great for fencing for whenever you do that next in your life. Good. Wedding season. I don't know. Yeah. Excellent. We're going to do 5 more or so. 1, 2, stretch out that back arm as far as you can. Reach for it like you're reaching for something behind you. 3, that's it, Adam. Nice. 4, perfect. And last one. 5. Good. And then go ahead and bring yourself back to your center. Bring it back to the center right here. That just means for me, I need to come closer to the camera. All right, grab your pencil or your thumb again. And we're going to do another kind of eye tracking neurojos. So again, I'm just going to say the disclaimer again. If you start to feel dizzy or like too much strain, just like overwhelming, that's perfectly normal, natural. Just take a moment to relax. Okay. All right. So we're going to take our tracker over to one side. I'm just going to say one side, doesn't matter which side. And your eyes are going to go there. Once you feel like you've gone as far as you can, you're then going to take your head to bring it so that your eyes then come back to the center of your face, but your head is turned. Okay. Bring your head back to the forward position, and then bring your tracker finger back to the center position also. That makes sense? So we go eyes out to the side, head out to the side, head back center, and then eyes back center. Okay, if that makes sense. I'm going to watch. Yep, just the eyes first, then the head. Then head first, and then eyes second, or eyes last. Ooh, okay, pause for a second. Everyone come back to the center. Blink 10 times. I'm seeing a lot of like nervous system craziness. So we're going to all do this sort of at the same time. I can help narrate it for you, okay? All right, tracker up. We're going to take the tracker over to the left, and your eyes are going to go to the left, but not your head. Good. Now take your head to the left and look at and you're already looking at your finger. Good. Keep your finger where it is. You're just going to take your chin forward, but keep your eyes on the pencil. And then bring your eyes back forward with the tracker. That's so tricky. Switch sides. Tracker goes over to the right. Eyes go right. Head goes right. Head goes center. Eyes go center with the tracker. Okay, was that better? A little better when we do it all together? Okay, switch to the other side. Tracker and eyes go left. Head goes left. Head goes center. Tracker and eyes go center. Switch sides. We're just going to do it 3 more. Tracker and eyes go right. Head goes right. Head goes center. Eyes are still on the left. Left and eyes and tracker go center. Switch again. We'll do it 1 more time each side. Eyes and tracker go left. Head goes left. Head goes forward, but keep the eyes on your tracker. And then center the eyes in the tracker. Nice. Last one, left hand or right hand, excuse me. Eyes and tracker go right. Head goes right. Eyes stay on the pencil, head comes back center. And then eyes and tracker go center. Whoa. Blink 10 times and then walk around the room. Just turn off your brain for a second. Nice work. Good. Something just mundane as walking around the room to sort of reset everything. Nice job. Beautiful. Let's grab that letter ball. And we're gonna do one more set of letter ball. Find a different modality than what you've been doing. So if you're running out of ideas, here's a few more ideas. You can close your eyes, and the moment the ball leaves your hand, you open your eyes. So you can go. It takes a little coordination. Okay. Or if you're going against a wall, when you hear the ball against the wall, that's when you open your eyes. Okay. There's lots of different ways you can do it. If that went way over your head, just toss the ball, catch it, say the letter, watch it. This is another form of eye tracking, hand-eye coordination, convergence, reaction time, all good stuff. All good stuff all put together. Okay. We're gonna go for another 20 seconds or so. Maybe 3 more tosses. Last one. Whoop, that was a terrible toss on my last one. Yeah, nice. Good. All righty. We're going to come onto the floor. I'm going to move my camera just a little bit. You can come with me. All righty. How are we doing? Good? All right. Go ahead and make your way down onto the floor, onto your back. Nice. And we're going to start with your feet flat on the floor and your knees bent and your arms just out to the side. All right. So this next little bit takes a little bit of coordination. Let's see if we can do it together. Everyone as a team, and we'll laugh at ourselves as a team also. All right. So right here, we're going to take your left. This is going to be like Simon says. Left hand to your heart. Yeah. And your right foot is going to go straight. You're just going to straighten out your right foot on the ground. Good. And then we're going to swap it. And if you need to do it piecewise, that works. So you can do it all together. So we're going to bring the foot in, hand to your heart, and just swap it to the other side. So an easy way to think about it is that you have one side of your body straight, one side of your body limbs are straight, and one side of your body limbs are bent. Okay. And we're just going to go right side and left side. And if you can do a simultaneous kind of all the limbs together, that's even better. Good. 2 more. Last one. Beautiful. Finish on the side where you have your left arm straight and your left leg straight. So whichever side, just so everyone's on the same page. Perfect. So you have your right hand on your heart and your left arm out to the side. We're going to take our eyes and our head to the straight arm. So that'd be your left arm. Your eyes and head are going to look at your left thumb. Okay. So then now the rule is whichever side of your body has straight limbs is the side that your head and eyes go to. Okay. Then we're going to go to the other side. Head and eyes 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 go to the other side. Nice job. Head and eyes go to the other side. Head and eyes go to the other side. Good, good. Take a moment to pause on each side so you can kind of solidify that pattern in your body. The coordination and sort of consolidation of the idea that whichever side we're looking at is extended and the other side is bent. Last one. Good, good. And then go ahead and just gaze up towards the ceiling. We'll bend both knees so your feet are flat on the floor. Place the palms of your hands or the fingertips onto your low stomach, onto your hip bones or your low stomach. Okay, a little bit kind of more classic Pilates here. Pelvic tilt. So you're going to draw your pubic bone towards your nose and press your low back into the ground. And then release the tail back out and make a little bit of space in your lumbar spine and your low back. So you're going to try to arch your back off the ground a little bit, like you could put your hand underneath. And then draw your abdominals in so you press your low back into the ground. Your hips are going to stay on the ground. So you're not bridging, you're not pushing through your feet, you're just drawing your abs in. And then release so that you have a little bit of space in your low back. Nice. We're just going to rock the pelvis forward back a few more times. Imprint the spine, that's flexion or rounding your low back so it's pressing down into the ground. And then extending the low back, going into extension, a little bit of space, arching off the floor. Let's do that 2 more times, 2 more full cycles. Flexion, imprinting, and then extension in your low back. And then the last one, we'll go flexion, imprinting, and extension in your low back. Excellent, nice job. From here, we're going to take that into a little bit of a bridge, but we're only going to go halfway up. Okay, so don't get too far ahead of me here. Let's bring your arms down by your side. Press your low back into the ground and float your hips up a few inches off the ground. Okay, so the top half of your spine is still on the ground, but the bottom half of your spine is sort of curled and rounded and tail tucked under to float the hips. Roll your spine down 1 vertebrae at a time to come down out of that little float, and then release your tail out at the bottom. Yep, we'll do that again, just halfway up. Tuck the tail, imprint the spine, peel up 1 vertebrae at a time to come up just about halfway. Good, good. And then curl the tail down and release out. Nice. Go ahead and go again, drawing in and pull up halfway, and then all the way back down. Let's go all the way through now that we've kind of got loosened up that low spot, which is usually an issue for people. We're going to go a little bit further this time. Let's go 2/3 of the way up. So we're going to go curling on up, go a little bit past where you just went. So you should still have kind of your mid upper back still on the ground and you're floating the hips, and then roll down 1 vertebrae at a time to come through. But now I think you understand the articulating aspect, the segment by segment aspect. Go ahead and do that a few more times at your own pace. Just coming up about 2/3 and then rolling back down. Go nice and slow, no need to go fast here. Nice. And then on your next one, we're going to go all the way up. So full bridge, articulating from the bottom and rolling all the way up to the top part of your shoulders. Once you get there, walk your shoulders underneath you a little bit more, because I guarantee you could probably find just a little bit more extension in your upper back. Yep. And then go ahead and articulate down, soften in your ribs, roll through just as you did in the last several repetitions there. Let's do that 3 more times. Curl from the tail, roll on up, find your extension, standing on your shoulders. Double check here that you got up as high as you can. You can even take your hands on your hips or your butt cheeks and kind of see like, okay, did I get up as high as I think I did? And then roll on down. Good, good. Do that 2 more times. Curl on up, peel through, opening up through the front of the heart, standing on tops of the shoulders, and then roll down. We'll do that 1 more time. Tuck the tail, peel all the way up, and then all the way down. Nice job. Separate your feet just a little bit more and maybe send them out a little bit. We're going to take both knees and drop them over to the left side of your body. Oops, I'm going to go left. Good. And we're going to take our eyes and head to the opposite of that. So if the knees went to the left, the eyes and head are going to go to the right. And this is going to be just like we kind of did before. There's a simultaneous switch of the lower half of the body to the right and the eyes and head to the left. Good. So you're getting like a full twist in the spine, right? Like even your neck is involved. Go ahead and switch over to the other side. Full twist of the body. And full twist of the body. Good. We'll do 3 more of those. And 2 more. Yeah. And last one. Good. And release out. Just a quick little core exercise here. Go ahead and bring your feet back to a little bit more center, widen through your collarbones, and then place your hands on your low belly or your hip bones as you did before. Now, do a couple of those pelvic tilts just to kind of calibrate, see like where you are in space. I want you somewhere in between your imprinted spine and the arched spine. So you should have a little bit of space in your low back, but not a lot. Somewhere in between that. Yep. Take a hot exhale and feel how your abdominals draw in. Your fingertips will sort of lower with that exhale. You're gonna, everything draws in, and then release that. Inhale. Your fingertips will expand with your breath, and then exhale. Everything draws in. Now on the exhale, we're gonna float one leg in tabletop. So inhale at the top, exhale, float one leg into tabletop. Make sure you're flexing your feet. Flex your feet, pull the tops of the foot towards your shin. And we're gonna do one more exhale and bring the other leg up into tabletop as well. Good, hold here. Now make sure that you didn't go into a lot of space in your low back. Keep that neutral pelvis so you're not overextended and you're not overpressed, okay? Right here, we're just gonna tap the right heel down towards the mat and then bring it back up into tabletop. Good. You may know this from Pilates class or maybe some PT exercises called dead bug or heel drops. It's pretty basic standard exercise, but it does work the core really well when you focus on it. Even if you're a seasoned teacher, I still feel like I get a lot out of this exercise when you really focus on keeping neutral pelvis. Beautiful. We got 4 more. Stay with me. If your back's starting to bother you, you can press your back into the mat and go more of an imprinted spine or just take a break. And last one. Beautiful, nice job. Rest your feet down and wiggle out your hips. After all that stability, I just want to like dance it out and kind of get some mobility there. Yeah, nice job. All right, we're going to go ahead and bring your knees into your chest here. Tuck your, draw your head and shoulders up off the mat. And we're going to kick through the legs a little bit so that we start to rock and roll, massaging your spine. Yeah. If this doesn't feel right for you, you can go right and left. You can go right and left through your legs. Yeah. All righty. I'm going to do 2 more rocks and then somehow figure out how you want to sit up from there. So we're going to take a seat on the floor. Now, some of you may be comfortable on the floor just like this, maybe with your soles together or cross-legged. You don't feel good on the floor, just as is. You can grab a pillow to sit on, or frankly, you could just sit in a chair. But I do like staying on the floor. It's comfortable. So if you have tight hamstrings or sitting on the floor hurts your back, you can sit on something and that helps give a little bit more space in your hips, all right? All right, but I do want you to be sitting up nice and tall. Roll your shoulders out of your ears. Good. Nice. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of that side to side stuff that we were practicing on the floor. Yep, that's it, Sally. So right here, we're gonna start with the hands up here. Good. As you rotate one hand down, you're gonna look towards the hand that's still lifted, all right? So we're gonna go, remember that internal rotation that we did at the beginning of class? So we're gonna go internal rotation and look to your hand that's still up. Try to push your arm back as far as you can. Now, I'm noticing now that I have so much more range of motion than I did at the beginning of class, which is awesome. You may or may not have that. And then bring yourself back center. Let's try the other side. Drop down, make sure the elbow doesn't get droopy. Look towards your hand that's still lifted. Looking behind you, push that hand back as far as you can. Open up. Good, and then center. Look and drop back. And look center, and we'll do one more time on the other side, and we're gonna make this a little bit more fine-tuned, but I'm gonna give you a little rest in between. Beautiful, nice job, and release. Good. Go ahead and circle out the shoulders, spiral out the shoulders. All right, so for those of you who like to know the background, it's just called the asymmetric tonic, ATNR. Ooh, I forgot what the N stands for. Asymmetric tonic something neuroreflex maybe. I can look that up for next week. Basically what it says is that when your eyes and head turn to one side, that side of your body is prone to having extension. So if you think about like a baseball player, they'll like look at the ball and reach for the catch, right? And then on the opposite side, your body wants to go into a little bit of flexion. So we can use these reflexes that are built into our body to help us create more mobility in your body as sort of this like backdoor entry for movement, which is kind of cool. All right, so we're gonna get more specific with the eyes and the head with this one. We're gonna initiate the movement with the eyes first. So the eyes will look towards your right hand. And then the head will go as you twist the left hand behind you. And then bring yourself back center. The eyes will go to your left hand. And then as you turn your head, twist the other hand back. Okay, and then center. Nice. Let's do that again. So we're gonna go over to the right side, eyes and head. Drop the back hand. Good, good, and center. And then let's do that one more time on the other side. Eyes and head. Drop the back hand and center. Nice job. Good, good. All right, shake it out. Let's go ahead and come on to hands and knees position, quadruped position. You can scoot whatever prop that you use, if you use the prop, out of the way. Good. And then right here with our hands, we're gonna make sure that our hands are spread out as far apart. So the fingers are spread out as far as you can. So we're only really able to do this on one side. So if you have a side that is needing a little bit more help than the other side, you're gonna do that side. So let's just say the left side doesn't like to spread as much. So I'm gonna take my free hand and I'm gonna physically spread the fingers out a little bit more. So if you have a more affected side, give that side just a little bit of help, and then see if you, and then you don't want to lift that side because you just settled it, right? And then take your other side and just try to spread the fingers as far as you can before you put weight through it. All right, nice. All right, we're gonna just do a regular cat-cow. Regular cat-cow, push down into the ground to round your spine as much as you can. You're gonna look through your thighs, pushing the ground away. Keep your weight over your hands. There may be a tendency to push back, so keep your weight over your hands. And then go into extension. So you're gonna let your tail unravel, pull the heart through, the eyes will come up. Keep pushing through the ground, so don't let yourself get saggy. Keep pushing through, stay nice and long, and go ahead and alternate between flexion and extension. Really mindful of where you might be feeling a little bit more sticky in your flexion or extension. Okay. Now in my classes, I always like to have things be a little bit more sequential. So let's go ahead and have everyone go into your flexion. So black cat, rounded spine. We're gonna start the unraveling with your tail. So the tail is gonna lift first. And then like a wave, you'll bring yourself into that extension where the shoulders come down out of your ears and come towards your hips. And then we're gonna start with the tail again. Tuck the tail first. And let that wave pull through the body, and eventually it makes the eyes and the head drop underneath you. Okay, here we go. Extending in the tail, wave through the system, heart and eyes come up last. Tail goes first, tuck under. Eyes and head are the last thing that comes through. Okay, one more cycle, there and back. Go. Tail into the unraveling of the extension. And then tail tucking and pulling underneath. Push the ground away. Very nice. Go ahead and sit on back or come into a tall kneel position. I know that my head's out of the frame. And go ahead and just shake out your wrists because I know that was some time on the wrist there. Good. We're going to come back onto your wrists or back onto your hands. And if you want to do that trick again where you separate your fingers, go for it. We're just going to do a little wrist stretch here on the floor. So right here, you're going to see if you can rotate your elbow pits to be forward. See if you can rotate your elbow pits to be forward, which is kind of a weird thing. If you've never done that before. Once you got your elbow pits forward, we're going to bend the elbows, which means they'll probably go back towards your knees. And we're going to do a little puppy play bow. If you have dogs, you'll know what I'm talking about. And then we're going to slide the elbows out to the side and push all the way back up to your start position. So elbow pits forward, puppy play bow, elbows go back to the knees, slide the elbows out wide and then push through. Now we're going to try to do this whole thing without letting your hands spiral on the ground. So there's really a lot of movement at your wrist joint. The hands are not moving. And it's sneaky tricep work. Do you feel that? Drop, out, and up. Let's switch the directions once you get to the top again. So we're going to turn the elbow pits towards one another. The elbows will go out wide. That might be a big stretch. We're going to spiral the elbows back to your knees. The elbow pits will be forward as you come back up. Spiral out. Elbows in and push. Spiral out. Elbows in and push. Nice. Spiral out. Elbows in and push. Last one. Spiral out. Elbows in and push. Nice job. Take a seat back. Shake out your wrists. Maybe a roller coaster. Very good. All righty. Go ahead and lay either on your side or your back, whichever one is more comfortable for you. And we're going to do a little download session or part of the class where we're just going to relax a little bit and let our nervous system feel the support of the floor. Let our bodies feel the support of the floor. This is where all of the information that we just gathered in the class and all the skills that we just gained and all the mobility that we just gained gets downloaded into a more permanent place in our brain. This is an important aspect of skill learning. If you're feeling a little antsy here, you can gently rock yourself and that will soothe. Just like you would for a baby that's feeling a little anxious, you can gently rock yourself. Maybe you swing your knees from right to left. If you're just laying on your back, you can kind of gently rock there. Good. And take, let's do 3 minutes. So we'll do 3 minutes of quiet reflection on things that you did in class. What was new? What was different? What was challenging? What was strenuous? What felt really good? Anything at all. And if your mind wanders outside of the realm of class reflection, that's okay too. Can you believe that's only been a minute? One more minute. If you haven't already, if you're not already, go ahead and start rocking yourself with a little bit bigger amplitude, a little bit bigger movement in the rocking, just to sort of subtly draw yourself back. We're going to take the momentum from some of that rocking and bring yourself into whatever transitional sequence you need to do to bring yourself to the standing that we started with today. So I'm going to kind of take the momentum of that and bring ourselves up. Take your time getting up off the floor so you don't feel faint or dizzy. If you need to use different objects or furniture, feel free to do that. And I'm just going to bring my camera back up. All right, take a lap, or once you get there, take a lap around the room and just kind of see how you're feeling. Check in with your gaits. We didn't work specifically on gait stuff today, but it all kind of helps everything, right? So noticing, are your strides a little bit bigger? Do your arms swing? You feel less shuffling, more glidey. Maybe you just feel the same. Maybe you feel worse. Good. Bring it back to the center. And let's make ourselves in the biggest X or biggest extension you could possibly make. So feet wide, arms up. Taking note of how you felt at the beginning of class versus how you feel now making this shape. And then we'll step together and bring yourself into the smallest position possible. Take note on how this position feels and this shape feels in comparison to the beginning. Slowly unravel yourself, bring yourself into that big X position. Expand yourself. Again, how does this feel in comparison to beginning? Step the feet together. Roll yourself down into more of a ball position, a flexed position. Good. Nice and slow unravel. We'll do that one more time. Big X position. Inhale. And small position. Drop down. Good. Unravel up to stand. Good, good. One last check for our neck range of motion. So hopefully you're standing roughly where you stood at the beginning of class 2, because if you're using the object behind you measurement, you need to be in the same spot, right? Go ahead and keep yourself nice and steady through the shoulders. Eyes and head look to one direction. Hopefully there's a little bit of an increase in range there. And then go ahead and bring your eyes and head to the other direction. Good, and we'll do that one more time on each side. Just to see the baseline. Or I guess this isn't the baseline, this is comparison to baseline. Good, good, nice job. And then give me a thumbs up if you felt some change in your body, thumbs down if it got worse, a positive change, negative change, or stayed the same. Yes, worth doing. Awesome job, you guys. Thanks for coming so much. I'm going to turn off the recording in a second. If you did participate in class today, PD Active asked that you give a little bit of a donation on their website. It's just pdactive.com or .org, and you can find the donation button from there. I put also my contact information and links to the Letterball if you wanted it in the chat room. I'm going to turn off the recording if you wanted to give me any feedback or share any experiences today.